see if I can tear her down some. Wait and see who all gets in here. Got 8 people, it looks like, and 4 likes. Looks like Wacky Wayland's in the chat. I never like to get started like as soon as I turn it on because some people are just now getting notifications. So Wacky's in here. There's TPG. Vegan's in here. Let's see if my mic is... Actually, I got my whole mic underneath here. Let me see. It might be messed up. You guys hear me all right? Yeah, I was going to do a tool haul video, and yeah, I had my microphone up and underneath there. I was going to do a tool haul video, but these things are all big, and it's very hard for me to film that kind of stuff. So, what's up, Bolts Fire? Soggy Bottom, Abraham Perez, the house that Hulk built. Do you use a Veto Tech LCT? LCT. I'm not sure what the LCT is, so I don't have it. The TPLC, I've got one of those. I don't have a LCT. I don't know if there is a LCT. I don't have it. Tool hauls are always fun. RRT08 said stay warm. Yeah, it's 43 degrees. It's supposed to, my area is supposed to get a bunch of snow tomorrow, but you never know. So I did have, I had one question that was about the SBLD. So I'll do that in a little bit too. I was going to start out with, I had the video not too long ago about the which lift jack should I buy. There was the Irwin version, the DeWalt version, and then the Viking version was on sale. But let me just show you guys this. And I put it in the shop button because I went to go get a picture of it. And so the Viking arms are on sale for $99 right now at Lowe's instead of even $129. So even cheaper than they've really ever been. I put it in the shop button. You can go to Lowe's.com if this is something that you're wanting to get. The Viking arm is on sale for 99 bucks. Even whenever I did that video, it was on sale for $129. I think it's $149 on Amazon, so it's on sale even on Amazon for $149. Back whenever I first looked into them, they were $199, and I couldn't bring myself to buy them because I wanted 2 of them. That's $400, but you know that's a pretty good deal. So if you want some, again, I put it in the shop button, but you can go to Lowe's, do whatever. If you want to click that link, if you want to help out or do whatever you want to do with that. Which ones did I end up buying? Which most of you all in the... I still haven't got them out yet, so I will probably make a video on these eventually. But it's one of those where I'm going to use it on job sites, get some footage, you know, stuff like that. So it's going to take me a while to get all that kind of stuff because it's not something I'm going to use every day. So I'm just going to wait till stuff comes up. I'll film little snippets of it. But I ended up buying 2 of them because I wanted 2 of them. There's plenty of times where I need 2. A lot of people could get away with 1, but you know, sometimes if I'm doing a door, I like 2 just so I'm not having to teeter-totter. But there's one main reason why I picked these. Even missed maintenance, whenever the day I put this video out, I started watching some of the videos you guys suggested. Concord Carpenter, I watched his. I didn't say one thing to miss maintenance, but she told me, like she said, it's a no-brainer to me which one like you need. Like she said, it's the DeWalt. Like I wasn't even really asking her opinion, but that's her opinion on it. So I ended up getting these at TSC. I'm doing this because, again, it's live. I can't put pictures up like I normally do, so this is the only way you get to get them. So they were $99 a piece. I got them TSC, $199.99. I got 2 of them, shipped them to store. And you can also see the $99 price tag on there. I think on Amazon they're $107. Blaine's Feet and Farm. Appreciate that, Ted. Blaine's Fleet and Farm or something like that. I've never heard of that store. It's not something in my area. But they're on sale. These are on sale there for $79, but they're sold out. So some people said they come back in and out of stock, but I just went ahead and got them. So I'll go ahead and pop open one of them, and I'll show you the main reason why I decided to go with these. And again, it's for my work, what I do. A Viking or something like that might be just fine for some of you, but there's been situations because I've got an Amazon version of like the Viking. It works in the same way, and I'll show you why I picked the DeWalt over that style. Again, I'm sure the Viking one's probably much better than that one. Not that that one's bad, it's just it's not near as I would say probably precise. Again, I've not used a Viking, but that's just my assumption of it. Big zip tie. This is putting here about like your kids' toys at Christmas, where it takes you a while to get them out. So if we look at this in comparison to the Amazon one that I've got, quite a big size difference in the feet as well. That's also a big size difference compared to the Viking. And the biggest reason why I ended up getting these is because of this right here. You see how that's coming down instead of on this one, I've got to squeeze the bottom one. I can't really see it. Let me get this out of the way. You got to squeeze the bottom one up. Well, most of the time where I use these, like if I'm working on an appliance or something like that, not a big deal. I'm usually on the floor. I can get on the floor, crank it up real fast, adjust feet, do whatever I want to do. But I'm thinking about using these even for hanging drywall, like my bottom board. I could just set two of these in there on it and then jack it up until I get to my laser line. And the biggest thing with this is I can just be standing up and put my feet on it and do that. And then also I can hit this with my foot and do the lowering. So I'll kind of show you that. Let me get you down. I'll pick up my toolbox or something. I don't think my workbench will probably pick up because I've got it mounted to the floor. So, but this one's actually also fairly precise. Like it moves a very small amount anyways. Like even on the squeezing, I can like partially squeeze and get a very small amount of lift on it. So I think, so you also have a slow down, and then there's a button right here to press, and that's like a fast down. So you wouldn't be able to hit that with your foot, which I think is a good thing, but I can also ratchet it down with my foot just by putting my foot on this. So let me see if this lifts up. If this lifts up, I'll move the camera. Let me see what this does. No, I've got that mounted to the floor. I was pretty sure I had it mounted to the floor. I think I should be able to lift this up though. Yeah. So let me unplug I got my phone charging so it doesn't die. So again, with the Viking style, and again, I've been using this for quite some time, but to lower it down all the way, I've got a fast lower, and this isn't a Viking. So again, just so you know, this is not a Viking, this is an Amazon one. This one's got a slow lift and a slow down. So I'd have to come in here and do this. I'm gonna have to be on the ground all the time, no matter what, to use it. Versus with the DeWalt, I could be standing up on something, crank it up with my foot, I could also come back and slowly adjust it down with my foot while I'm standing there. And that's pretty much the #1 reason, you know, why I bought these over the Viking. And the precision's good enough for what I do anyways. Get you moved back. I'm gonna check the chat real fast because I saw a bunch of stuff come up before we move on. So again, that's the ones I ended up buying. A lot of you were asking that question. I got 2 of them. I'm gonna put them to use, take some footage the times I use them, and then I'll do a review for them probably at some point in time. But if I was going to make a dedicated video right now, it's just going to be pretty much me showing you what I just showed you. So let's see. Some ways in here. Vegan said, how you liking the Hollyland? Pretty good. I already lost one of my little clips from the back side of this for a magnet. I got to find that somewhere. It's around here somewhere. Terry Burton's in here. Wings and Pizza. Lieutenant Colombo. TPG said supposed to get up to 7 inches of snow. I think they said maybe up to 6 or 7 here for me too. Brian Davis in here. Do you work out in the snow? The house that Hope built. I mean, I'll go. I don't typically. I've got the opportunity where I just choose to, or depends on what I'm doing. Like if I'm working inside somewhere, I'll just go to somebody's house and still work inside. I'm probably not going to just work out in it unless it's like a crunch thing. If I have to, I have to. But if I don't have to, I'm not going to. I get to make the decision at least. Slated in Dallas, snow in northeast Texas. Jeremy Dunlop said, bolts fire, nice deal. Viking throwing the house out the window. Abraham Press says, yeah, I'm actually glad that I just went to go. I was going to go look up the picture and I expected it to be 149 because that's what it went up to. But I went to go get the picture to put it on my iPad so I could show you how much they cost. And I was like, man, they're $99. But I'm glad that that would have made my decision a little bit harder because I've been wanting the Vikings for so long just to try them, be honest with you. But for what I do, doors, drywall, things like that, this right here, the foot action is going to be better for me. I just know it's going to be. So a lot of you even commented that. I remember TPG was saying it. Matt told me to get the DeWalt. There was probably more people that said DeWalt than anything else. And then I think I had one person maybe that said they liked the Irwins and that's what they had. And then there was 4 or 5 of you that said the Viking. See, someone picked up the Makita clearance compressor. Yeah, I'll talk about that next. I'm going to go ahead and do the question next, and then we'll get into those 2 things, because that way if I send somebody here to answer the question, they'll be able to look at it without having to watch the whole video. East Durham SL Viking is awesome, but they should add a foot lever. Yeah, the foot lever is a big deal. I kind of like the size of the Viking personally. I wouldn't mind this being smaller like the Viking. That was one thing that was kind of making me back and forth, because I don't really need... I'm not ever usually doing something crazy, and the Vikings would fit in my truck a lot better than what these are going to, but you know, it is what it is. Now I have to order me a set. Don't die. Let's see. I could see buying one for appliances. Time for a giveaway. Elliot said, won't be one today, but I've got some stuff I'm saving up. I'm actually... I almost thought that the live this week, I might be doing that. Let's be live until 25K, but we're getting close to that. Plumman said, is he late? I'm trying to get caught up before I move on. Upstate Maverick, we made it on the same top 10 tool list the other day. He said, yeah, I saw that on the tool show. Me and Upstate Maverick were both on the tool show. I bought some socks that... I guess I could have brought that out here. I just bought some shirts on Amazon. I've got one more coming, though. I'm going to wait and see. And then I bought some socks that Upstate Maverick had in his video. What are they? Darn Tough or something like that. I've got some of them coming to try out. But these shirts that I got, I wore one of them today. They're kind of in my mind. And again, I've not had a true work shirt because I can't make myself spend the money for them. But if these are something similar, they're way cheaper and they're pretty nice. But I'll probably do that whenever I get all of them. I'm still waiting on one of their shirts. Blaine's Farm and Fleet has DeWalt jack. Yeah, if you've got one of those, you could go find them in the store. Online, it's out of stock online, but you could ship it even from the Blaine Farm and Fleet, but they were out of stock whenever I was looking. So I ended up getting the Tractor Supply store here in my town actually had 2 of these, so I went and picked them up. What's up, Jock? I got a $50 Lowe's gift card for Christmas. I need to order those from Lowe's. I almost bought one Viking and one DeWalt, but I kind of like, again, I can picture myself sticking this under drywall sheets on 2 ends, put my drywall sheet, and then I can kind of, because I work by myself, so then I could go around and kind of adjust to get up to my laser line off the floor, because a lot of times the floors are really bad unlevel, and you got to try to hold one with a kicker in the middle and balancing it, holding it in the same place, putting a screw in at the same time. So that would make my drywall just resting on those. I could get it level, put some screws in it. It's going to make that super easy. Did you get 15% off brown bag from Menards? They have their everything. No, I didn't end up going. See, so to the 12th. So I might still go. I hadn't had a chance. I've been crazy busy. Hey, Matt. Matt is in here. Yeah, I just saw you. Brian's up near me in Chicago. So the question that I had, I'm halfway caught up, so I'm going to hit this. Let me get to it. Let's see. This is David E2268. This was on the Guess the Trade 49, so that was the last episode. We had an SBLD in there, and he said, I wanted to inquire if anyone knows if the M12 impact and M12 charger will fit into the meter pouch of the Veto SBLD. Thanks. So I'm gonna hold that up there now. I had to kind of turn it so I could read it. It was sideways. So I hadn't answered him back yet because I was just gonna make this video and I'm gonna tell him you can go watch here. So I'm gonna get you turned down some. So I got my SBLD here. I know, yeah, somebody just said the M12 fits for sure. Not sure about the charger. That's kind of what was going to be my answer to him, but I was going to come out and try it. So get my meter out. I've been keeping the DeWalt deal in there. Parts box, extra battery, and the Klein hollow nut drivers. Like I saw somebody just said, and I know that's true too, so that the M12 for sure will. Didn't know about the charger. I'm gonna go ahead and put a small battery on it and not the big one. And mine's also got that spider tool pin holster, so that kind of bumps it out some. So hypothetically, let's say I put the M12 in like that. I have a charger somewhere. I had to go digging through all my drawers to find an M12 charger. You know, I've got like bunches of these new. So if I tuck that down in there, I mean, I wouldn't personally do this because to me it's a huge waste of space. I'd rather, I mean, I don't have to charge my batteries that often to where that real estate in my tool bag's more important. But just to answer the question, I personally don't feel like it's going to shut that well. You know, you can fit it in there. Let me see any other configuration I can think of. Let me try putting this fat in first, maybe. So let's get this out first. Push that fat end down in there. So maybe, let's see what we got now. Still pretty tight. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say M12 impact, yes. That charger just takes up way too. It makes it, even the charger itself being in there, you can't hardly shut it. But the two of those things together, it's that width right there. It's just too much. But you can fit an M12 impact in there all day long. You know, tons of room in there. You could even still put other stuff in there. So let me see if I put this down in the bottom. Maybe if you do that, and then do this. Again, I wouldn't do this. I'm going to still say it's a no. Yeah, that still ain't going to go. So answer is no in my opinion. M12 and my meter fits in the SBLD. Yeah, you can fit an M12 and lots of other stuff in there. Like, it's just this thing is so fat right there on this end right here that it's pretty much anything you stick in there, it's not going to want to go. I carry the M12 top off charger, the one that's just a little bigger than the 3 amp battery. And Matt says he's got his T6 1000 Pro and Milwaukee auto meter. It fits too, and the 1000 Pro. Do you have the heated gear or just the or Kiwi. Do you have the heated gear just the top off? Let's see if I missed anything. RRT08 said Irwin lifts are $99 at Lowe's. And they're similar in size to the DeWalt. It's just that handle is backwards. Like it's just like the Viking arm. So they look very similar. I watched a video though, and they said they tore apart the DeWalt and the Irwins had more plastic on the inside. I don't know, how much more and all that kind of stuff. But I would pay $20 more for me and how I use them to be able to put my foot on that while I'm standing up working with the door or whatever else. I'm tilted down a little too far. Anybody got the Klein Mod Box pack out thing? Yeah, mine's in my truck, so you can take the panel. You can take the panel out with the pockets. Oh, well, I guess I do need to try that. I forgot this is a... So we'll try that. I forgot this is a V-swap. I don't think it's going to make any difference, but just for giggles. That's a good point. Man, that dude is in there. So yeah, you can take out this. Let's see if we can do it now. I'm gonna go charger first, fat end down, so that it fits down there in the bottom, hopefully. Impact next. Ooh, yeah. So you can do it. Take the V-swap out, you can do it. It fits in there like that. You guys see that, I think. So, again, I wouldn't personally do that, but if that's what you really, really want to do, that's a lot of good tool real estate. I'd rather just throw me like 2 more batteries down in there other than this charger, personally, if it was me. There went my M12 charger. Let's see if I missed 50 pounds of poop in 5-pound bags. In a 5-pound bag. Kiltronics. I don't know what that's about. Let's see. Morgan just did the funky chicken. Currently 15. Good stuff, Quaz. Irwin Jack's 80 at Lowe's right now. Looks like it stretches though. Yeah, so you can do it that way. So that was a good point, taking out the panel. I even forgot that was V-swap back there. So it's pretty nice. Let's see. So I got the DeWalt. So next thing, I don't have a picture for this one because I got the price tag on it. So I was walking through Lowe's. I had been looking for this. Didn't really necessarily want it per se, but I've been seeing it in Facebook groups like crazy for $29. And my Home Depot never had even carried these. So it's basically that impact slot holder with the plate. They were kind of selling it as an all-together item for $49. I think this thing here by itself was somewhere around that, like $39 or something like that. So you're just paying $10 more getting this plate here half price, because I think this plate runs you $20. This thing runs you $39, but they were selling it all as $49. And they put them on clearance for $29 at Lowe's, or at Home Depot, not Lowe's. And mine was just laying there in the clearance. Again, I had looked. I had never even seen this out in my store for sale. So I don't know how it ended up back there on clearance, because it wasn't like they didn't have like a box of them for sale the whole time during Black Friday or any of that stuff. So I don't know if somebody brought it back and they put it in there. I have no idea why it ended up being there. It was the only one they had. So ended up picking this up. So this is essentially more zip ties. I think that's it. Not one more. I didn't cut it. So you can take impact or drill, slide it in there. Let me find that charger wherever it fell to. Set your charger on top, M18 charger, whatever you want to. Also a small tray down in here. I don't know what you want to throw in that, but it also came with the wall plate. I was more interested in getting this because there's probably going to be some time where I can mount this to something in my truck and put my compact organizers and stuff on. At some point in time, there'll be something coming up with that. So for 29 bucks, I was going to go ahead and get it. And then I'm probably going to take this. Let's see if y'all can see. Yeah. I don't know what y'all think. Maybe right there. Or do I get real crazy and cut this? Let's see. Well, if I cut that out, I wouldn't be able to use it in the pack out. I was going to say I could put my cords inside of it and put the wall plate right there, but might end up putting that right there and get my impacts and stuff off. I can also get me another charger probably and set it up here. So that might be what I end up doing with that. And then again, saving the wall plate for something. There'll be something come up where I'll decide I can use that. Because I use a lot of those kind of organizers. This size right here. The small depth and the big depth. I use a lot of these. And so if there's some place, matter of fact, I'm thinking behind my drawers on my passenger side of my truck, I got quite a bit of room back there. I think I could probably mount this on the back of my truck and slide a bunch of these boxes in. So, but it's one of those where I only really picked that up because it was on clearance. And this will allow me to maybe get some stuff off my bench. I was curious if it would hold the, so here's the M18 high torque 2967. So it's got a socket on it, but if I didn't have that socket on it, yeah, that'd fit in there too. So possibly put that in there, and then maybe I might put that in there and that 3/8 stubby in there. So that's something else I got. Also got a new screwdriver from Klein tools, but I got a video for that coming out tomorrow, so you'll have to wait on that one. I'm not going to put it in this video. It casts a shadow on the outlets. Oh, I got shadows galore in here from all kinds of stuff. The stick cutter. I don't know. I might have to get caught up for a little while to get what all y'all are laughing at. Let's see. 50 pounds was in reference to the tool bag and charger. Oh, okay, yeah. I like the Talon Grip video. Talon Grip, he has a video for it and has some snap-on. Jacques said, "What's your opinion on snap-on pliers?" That's the only ones I bought is those. Every other, if there's a, and the only reason why I bought those snap-on pliers is because nobody else has them. Like, I'm not like I just bought them because they're snap-on type person. If somebody else had them and they were half the price and I felt like they were going to be as good a quality or kind of close, I would have went ahead and bought the other ones, but to try them to see if I like them. But I'm glad I bought the snap-ons ones now. They're really good. They are really good. But you know, whenever it just comes to normal pliers and stuff like that, sockets, stuff like that, I just can't spend that. I'm not going to spend that kind of money on those. If I was a mechanic and was using them every single day, it might be different, just because of the warranty aspect and all that kind of stuff. And if I had a truck coming where I could drop them off, you know, that's the big appeal to me of Snap-on. If you are in a mechanic shop and you've got a truck that comes by and you've got a broken tool and you can go in there and hand it to them and then get another one. Is the Klein mod box system comparable? It's comparable in the way that it works. They don't have as many options on stuff right now. Now they also have some of the side options of hanging accessories and stuff on there. They've got more stuff maybe than Pack Out, but Pack Out's getting ready to come out with a whole bunch of it. I haven't seen it in person yet, but I've watched a few little videos. So some of the stuff that Klein already has that integrates into their rails and stuff like that, they've got it built in from the get-go. Of course, they came later, so they could add that kind of stuff, but they just don't have the options that Milwaukee has right now. And then also, it's probably never going to sell as well as Pack Out because Pack Out was out first. So just like me, I'm in Pack Out, so it's very hard for me to just go buy all Klein right now. So there's not going to, they're having to get people that are getting new into it. So will they have enough revenue to be able to, you know, continue making things versus pack out? People are buying it all the time because they got into it from the very beginning. So there's a lot of, I mean, I can't tell you, if I see a truck with stuff like that in the back of it in my area, it's Milwaukee pack out every single time. Like, I don't see anything else. So that's the only thing about Klein to me is, will they get in with enough people to make it to where it's lucrative enough for them that they keep adding things to it and stuff like that. That's a pretty stupid item. Is that the drill holster? You don't like it? Like I said, I wanted the wall plate. It was 20 bucks anyways, so I got the whole thing for 29. So I got this for 9 bucks, and I can put stuff in it. And later on, I also buy things like this because later on I keep thinking, well, if you get a van, you would use more of these like things. I don't have room in my truck to mount stuff like a wall mount thing because I don't have a wall. But later on, if I get a van, I might be able to. Packout should be releasing the single drawer soon. I think they'll lose. He bought into the drug of his choice. He can't switch now. Yeah, that's true. Wish we had Lowe's in the UK. Love your channel, my friend. Thanks, Ben Reese. The DeWalt construction jack on sale, $79.99 at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, and Home Depot price matches that store. Okay, well, there you go. If you can do that, you can order it on Home Depot. I think that's what it put in the shop button, because the shop button doesn't have every store. Like some stores it will pull up and some it won't. But the Home Depot was in there. But if you, I've seen people in the Facebook group, there's a way where you can go through the app and talk to a customer service rep and show them pictures and stuff, and they will match stuff. I've never done it, but I've seen people doing it. Like the 3/8 sockets have been the big thing on Facebook groups of Milwaukee in the last probably month, of people getting those for 50 bucks and just keep sharing receipts and all that kind of stuff. All right, so the last thing I picked up, I made a short for it. Home Depot had all their compressors on sale. I didn't necessarily need one, but I mentioned before in my video, matter of fact, I think somebody asked in the last live what kind of compressor you got, and I said I've got the same compressor I had whenever me and my wife first got married and bought a house, and I've had it sitting here so it's 25 years old at least, and it is super loud. I don't really use one that much anymore, except for maybe airing up tires. Occasionally I'd throw a nail gun in it, but I've gotten rid of most of my nail guns that are air. But I kind of want to just get a new one, because this one's going to be more portable, and it's also supposed to be a lot quieter. So let me find the picture. So this one's normally $314, this Makita compressor, but it was on sale for $157, and then I got $50 off, and I got it, so it ended up being like $116, or $117, whatever it was after tax, I think it was, or something. I don't remember what it was, but somewhere around in there. I don't have my receipt, but $157 plus tax minus 50 is what I ended up getting it for. So I was going to go ahead and I'm going to turn on my old one so you can see how loud it is, and then I'll get this one out of the box. We'll turn on this one and see if it's crazy less. I'm hoping it is. So let me find my pocket knife, get my stuff out of the way. So this one is the MAC 210Q, 2 CFM at 90 PSI. Let's see. I think it also, 60 decibel. That's what I was looking for. It's supposed to be quiet series, 60 decibel. I think it's also a 2-gallon tank, if I remember. Yeah, quiet 2-gallon air compressor. That's what I was looking for too. So this was the last one. I think whenever I went in there and filmed the short, it seemed like they had like at least two of these. I know they had some Cincos on sale. They had a big Husky on sale, and I didn't want that at all. I think it was, somebody told me they got the rigid one on sale for $175. It was like a 4.5-gallon one, but that one wasn't on sale at my store. It wasn't marked that way anyways. It might have been on sale if I took it up there, but it wasn't. So I'll go ahead and just leave this up here and I'll get it out. This is probably, my other one's a 12-gallon, but it's still a smaller tank, so this one's definitely not going to be the probably equivalent, maybe CFMs and stuff. I don't remember what that one runs at, but that one's a 3 horsepower. I don't remember if this even said how many horsepower, but I want to say it's 1.5 horsepower. I think I saw that on the link whenever I was looking it up. I'm actually going to put this on the floor. So, not super heavy, but also not super light. I mean, I'm a strong man, so some of you might not be able to do this, but I can. I'm going to take it over here and I'll get y'all moved around. So this is my old one. It's a Delta 12 gallon, 20 something years old. Plug it up. I got to plug it up this way because I'll turn off my Wi-Fi if I do it the other way. So here's how loud this one is. Pretty loud, pretty loud. Make sure I don't need to take some other stuff out of here before I turn this one on. On switch, where you at? I don't see one. Call me crazy. Oh, there maybe. Oh yeah, night and day. There's the Makita. Plus, it just looks cool. So big difference on the sound on that. Let's see. New Klein hammer looks and feels amazing. Is that one with the wood handle? I think I saw an electrician on my job site that he had a Klein hammer that was it's a pretty good size hammer. Had a wood handle, said Klein tools on it. I don't know if that's which one you're talking about. I haven't seen anything else. My next power tool is likely the M12 soldering iron. And he said that, what was this? Yeah, Delgado Electric. I just watched that where he was putting in some LED lights. Yeah, I watched that just the other day too. Jeff Coyle said, ouch, I couldn't get the headphones off fast enough. Old ones were loud. Yeah, I always hated coming out here and turning that on to air up even tires and stuff. Like I said, I've had that. It's every bit of 25 years old, probably. I mean, it's been a good air compressor, but it's super loud. And even though it's got wheels on it and it's portable, the way that it is, it's so short that, and then the wheels and the bottom of the tank are so close that you can't hardly roll it on anything anyway. So it's not really all that mobile. So this Makita one too will work if I need to take one somewhere for some reason. It's going to be a lot easier to just throw that in the back of my truck. Or even if I do have a van later or something, it's going to store easier, like on a shelf or something, for me to keep in there all the time or whatever. So that's why, I mean, I figured at 116 bucks, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. The rigid one, had I seen it for 175, I might would have been tempted to go that one with it being a 4.5 gallon. But again, for what I'm going to use it for, that's going to be fine. I don't need a big air compressor. All my nailers are pretty much all battery powered now. Run a hose and switch to the pitcock so you can drain it without moving it. Let's see. The new Klein hammer wood handle with waffle face doesn't suck. Yeah, is that the new hammer you guys are talking about? Because that's the only one I've seen. I didn't know if they came out with something I hadn't seen yet. That's what I was curious. Because I just so happened to see that on a job site the other day. I hadn't even seen it in the store either. I'm in Home Depot chat trying to get them to price match Blaine's on the DeWalt jack. I think someone else might have also said something about it. Let's see. All cordless air compressors are quieter than corded, like blowers. Yeah. That was another thing, was I had the M18 one in my mind for a while because I thought, well, I could get that, but I couldn't remember, does the M18 only run off batteries? It doesn't run off of a cord, does it? That's one of them tools, too, that I was like, if I could have that both ways, you know, corded, and then I could also put a battery in it and use it, then I'd buy the M18, no question about it. I just don't like buying tools like that should last me a really long time and be in a battery that they might change one day or whatever else. That's kind of why I bought my track saw the way that I did. So that's going to sit here in my garage. I'd just as soon it be a corded thing that I can just plug up the power at any time I want to. What's up, Clint Co? Joe S from South Korea. What's up, buddy? Jacques leaving. Have fun at work, hopefully. Portable for a compressor like that. DeWalt 10 gallon we had for a roofing is a statement. That Klein was on the last best tool video about T1 hammer comparison recently. That might have been where I actually saw a video then. That I hadn't seen it in store, but like I said, one of the electricians on my fourplex, I saw a Klein hammer that he was using, and I don't know where he got it at. Maybe he got it at a supply house and not at Lowe's, but I hadn't seen it at Lowe's. Wonder why Roby doesn't have a hybrid compressor. They do a lot of that. Yeah, I don't certain tools. I don't know why every tool company isn't that way. Like the lights, I think all lights should be that way for sure. Which Milwaukee does at least do that most of the time. You know, they'll give you the option of putting a battery in it or putting your lights in it. The hammer is in Lowe's 100%. So I'll have to look and see, because it must be in there then, because that guy had it and he's local, so it should have been in our Lowe's. But I was actually just walking down that aisle, and I always kind of scan everywhere looking for yellow tags, and I don't remember seeing, like, I looked at the hammers. I remember looking at the hammer specifically, and I don't remember seeing it, which they might be out of stock. They might only, sometimes on the Klein stuff, my Lowe's only has like a few at a time on certain things. They don't stock very many. Well, that's all I got though. I bought this at Lowe's, but I think I mentioned it. I've had it for a while. This was on clearance at Lowe's for like $4, a little trim remover kit. I haven't opened it yet. I guess I'll open it and see what it looks like. I think it comes in a little pouch. Save all these boxes in case the power goes out and I got to start a fire outside. So, little trim remover kit. It's never bad to have some plastic pry bars every now and then so you don't scratch something or do whatever, because sometimes I use these, like stuff like this, even in my work, and not necessarily for, you know, car work or anything like that. That's what these are intended for, is taking off like door panels and that kind of stuff. But there's all sorts of times where I need to use something like that to get in somewhere where I don't want to damage whatever the finish is on something. So like I said, I'm pretty sure it was like $4 $4 is what I got that for. I don't remember what the normal price was. The Makita tail looks real nice on the compressor. Yeah, I like the looks of it. And like I said, it's smaller. I'll probably actually even be able to put me in a shelf over there now. I've got some more of these wire shelves that I took out of the Bed Bath & Beyond and set that on a shelf. And then I'll have the floor open to where I can probably put something else under there as well. So it's probably going to give me a little bit more room over there. And it makes it easier. Like I've got all my other shelves off the floor just a hair so that whenever I take my blower and blow out my building, it blows out whatever gets underneath those, and I'm able to blow it out the door. So that compressor there might end up being moving to one of my son's house or something like that whenever they move out. Or I think I already gave my oldest son, who has moved out, I bought a little Blue Hawk compressor that's kind of about the size of that Makita on sale a long time ago, just so I could put it in my truck easy and take it somewhere for something small. And I gave that to him, so this one might get transferred down to the next son if he gets a house someday. It's a nylon pry bar. Woohoo! Killer deal on 1/2-inch sockets on the magnetic strip V series for $19.99. Lieutenant Colombo said. Quaz would take apart a Sloan urinal with that plastic pry bar. He's that good. Blue Point still make tools. I haven't seen any in a long time. I'm sure they do. But again, that's kind of that's not in my realm of the ones I'm looking, like the Mac tools and Snap-on and Blue Point and all those things. Not something I've ever really been into. They've never been really readily available to me. That's why I've never even looked to them. If you're going to drive a beater, you have to learn to be a pretty good mechanic, Old School said. What's the part number on the plastic pry bars? Let's see. CMM T98334. Let's see this side. It's a little blurry, I think, but maybe you can see that. I think I might have, well, if I have a picture, it's on my phone. So where I break too many light duty pry bars, Plumbing said. And Matt said, a 1986 Crown Vic, I got good at fixing vac lines in my first car. Man, some of my first cars, which I wasn't really all that, I've gotten over the years, gotten to where I'm at skill-wise for the stuff that I can do or even attempt to do. Like, used to, I wouldn't even think about touching my car. Like, it wasn't even, it's just like I've said before in a lot of videos and stuff like that. Once you learn how to do like electrical work, plumbing work, HVAC, no matter what line of work you're in, it's all very similar way of thinking as far as fixing something. It's just different stuff that you're working with. So over the years, I've gotten to where I feel like I see something like, yeah, I can fix that, whatever it is. But I wouldn't even touch my vehicles. But I remember some of my older vehicles. I mean, I never had to change the oil because I added so much oil in it all the time. Same thing with coolant. And then I had an old Chevy Cavalier. The power steering would only work if you were hitting the gas, so I'd have to hit the gas real hard and pull into parking spots and turn it real hard. My lights would only come on if I held the little handle in the right spot, so I had it to where I could pull it back and stick an ink pen in there, wrap a rubber band around it. But I'd be driving down the road, sometimes you hit a bump and it'd knock my ink pen out, and then it'd go pitch dark. I used to have to rig up stuff all the time, but that was before I knew how to really work on anything. That was back when I was a teenager type thing. Since the Fortress is a knockoff, I get 5 shots with the frame nailer, 20 plus with the brad nailer before recharge kicks on, then 20 seconds. So that's a air compressor you're talking about, Fortress air compressor. Man, I was hoping that was going to be quiet. Like I wouldn't. It's honestly way quieter than I expected it to be. So I'm even more stoked about it than what I was, because I was like, it's got to be quieter than my old one, because my old one was so super loud. But I haven't really ran other compressors like newer ones, so I didn't know how much difference there is between a new one versus the one I've got, because I haven't been around compressors that much since I've been out of the factory work primarily. Uh, and it's always so loud in factories that a compressor is not crazy loud. But you know, that's a whole lot quieter than I really expected it to be. To be honest with you, it's pretty nice. Lieutenant Colombo said, "How'd you learn to work on things?" Just over the course of doing different jobs and uh, being too cheap to hire people, and then just learn how to do it myself. So I'm 100% OJT or self trained, whether it was somebody teaching me something or me figuring out how to do it myself. But I've been doing this kind of work now for 25 years or so. So, yeah, again, at the beginning of my 25 years, I didn't know anything. So it just takes time. The more you see, the more things you get in front of, the more things you attempt to fix, the failures that you have that you learn what not to do. It's an experience thing. I think no matter what trade you're in, you can go to school and do whatever you want to. It's like you still don't know till you get out and start doing it, and then you're going to learn more as you're doing it. Home Depot said they will match it when it's in stock. Oh, okay, so the Blaine Farm and Fleet has to be in stock, and then they'll match it. Seems like I've heard people say that about other stuff too, so that makes sense. The DeWalt jack. The Makita blower inflator is great and not loud, very handy. That's the one thing I've been curious about, the Makita versus that uh, Malif or MILF or whatever it is however it is that you want to say it. I think the Funk FPV guy calls it the MILF blower. It's super loud. It is really loud. Like, almost have to wear earplugs loud if you're going to use it a lot. I've been curious if the Makita is that loud as well. But it's still a huge price difference, and I don't have Makita batteries, so I guess I could get a Makita battery adapter. All those things are something I'll eventually get. I probably ought to go ahead and buy an M18 to everything adapter, but then I don't want to do that, because then that starts making me look at other tools, and I really don't want to get into that. MILF blower is my favorite video. We'll see you, Wacky. Appreciate you coming, buddy. That's all I got. Did y'all buy anything this week? Get any good deals? Yeah, these are pretty substantial for $99. And like I said, the precision, you know, that's the one thing that the Viking, most people said the Viking precision is crazy good. And that was one thing that was kind of making me, because there's certain times where I'm working on stuff where I just need to come up and down just a very minute amount. But again, most of the time it's not a big deal. I could still eventually get there even with these. It just takes a little more steps. It's not so precise. But I'm telling you, just squeezing that trigger, like, I can move that a very minute amount. It's not like it's a. I can't imagine that the Viking is a ton better. I'm sure it might be better, but I can't imagine it's just like drastically like crazy. Like I said, the one thing about the Viking that I liked was the footprint of it. I can see where the Bigfoot's going to be nice, but I also, you know, this is a whole lot bigger ordeal than what the Vikings are to fit in your truck, especially to fit two of them. But I still think I think that foot lever is the way to go. I definitely like the release on that better than I like the release on this Amazon one. Like it's real, like, it goes down quite a bit with every push. It goes up quite a bit with every push. But they get the job done. I mean, I think I paid $47 for two of these, so 20 something dollars a piece. I mean, they're not bad. I would still use them on appliances and stuff like that. They'll still work. I did notice over time with these, the metal here started to bend under significant weight, like if I was lifting something really heavy. So that's probably the biggest difference in these, and some other one is, I'm sure the steel and all that stuff's probably not quite the same type thing. And I never really lifted anything super heavy with those, so I don't know how well they actually work, because the Vikings and stuff go up to like 300 something pounds. I can't remember what these said they went up to, but I've never put them on that, so I have no idea if they actually work that well or not. But just for general stuff, if you want to pick up a couch, if you want to pick up like a small piece of furniture, pick up a dishwasher to hold it up while you adjust some feet, you know, washing machine, stuff like that, those work just fine. Let's see. Got the 14-in-1 HVAC Klein, thinking it would have a piece I didn't have, and it didn't. Yeah, the 14-in-1 HVAC is pretty much the same as a 14-in-1. It just came with probably I'm assuming it's got a Schrader inside of those bit carousel, would be the only thing I would think would be different. But I think it's kind of the same as, it had the flip socket quarter 5/16. But I think it's pretty much the same as the rest of them. I think they call all the HVAC ones, they're typically the same screwdriver. It just normally has a Schrader bit inside of them. Most of the time. I haven't got that one, so I don't know. Got the Irwins of those jacks, and they're amazing. Mike Butta said I use them for so many things. Yeah, I bought these originally. Again, they were 20 bucks a piece, but they came in a 2-pack for 40 something. I bought these just to try them, because these were going to be before I spend $400 on some Vikings, I want to see where I would use these at. Is it worth me spending $400 on them? That's why I ended up buying these, just to see, whenever I run into a situation, if I've got this in my truck and I think, oh, this might be a good place for me to try this in this situation, I go get it, try it. Yeah, that worked out good. And then you start learning where are you, because once you have a pair, you'll start using them more often than what you think. They're one of those tools that's kind of like that. It's kind of like a laser and stuff. Whenever you get a laser, I tell people about getting 3-plane lasers all the time, and you just start noticing there's all sorts of things that you can use it for that you never really even thought of. So same thing I kind of felt about those. Clint Co got the Vera Spy. Killtronics ordered an M18 battery carrier off eBay that holds 8 and carry it like a briefcase. Supposed to be here tomorrow. Got it tool only 140 for that. Was that the Makita blower? Is that some way? Is that who you, yeah. That's a pretty good deal on that, because that's pretty expensive. I would have bought that for 140 for sure. Sometimes I wish the trigger on those jacks was flipped around so I could step on it. Yeah, that's the whole reason why I went with the DeWalt, because the Irwins were on sale. They were the cheapest ones. They were $79. But I felt like for me, how I use them, it's worth 20 bucks to be able to use my feet, because so many times where I'll use a pry bar or whatever else and try to kind of hold something wherever I want it, and then holding it with 2 hands and then try to get to a impact or whatever to put a screw in it, versus now I can just set 2 of those, put it wherever I want it, let it hold it. I can even walk away from it if I want to, and have both hands free. Don't even have to hold it anymore. Again, if you're somebody that works by yourself, for sure, I would think this would be a very nice tool for you to pick up and put into what you're doing. Got the Klein Long Reach Nut Setter 5-pack. 1, 2, nut setter. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Long Reach Nut Setter 5-pack. I'm trying to think of what that is. What's the part number on that? Is that, which mine's got 6, but mine are those hollow ones. Is it the nut drivers like this that you're talking about? But they're not these, but probably got a solid color red instead of 2 lines. I don't know if those only come in 5 or not. I don't know. What's up, John's Xterra? Clint Co got his Vera Sports Edition screwdriver set. They run the Impact 11-in-1 layout, John's Xterra said. Yeah, you was telling me something about they swapped the Phillips bit or something. I haven't bought one in a while, like, so mine's all still the old stuff. My knockoff Viking arms were made of butter, metal, right, TPG. Yeah, my guess is, I'm trying to think of what the heaviest thing I put these on. And I remember it was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to hold it or not. But I mean, it lifted it up. But at the end of the day, I could tell that the metal was bent down. I'm trying to remember what it was that I picked up like that, though. I was trying to do something, but it's been a while. I've had those for quite some time. I've actually had those Amazon ones for quite some time. They have the T25 and Phillips 1-bit as the same. Yeah, that's kind of silly. The Phillips 1, like, I could see myself. I use Phillips 2 and T25 all the time, like me personally. But yeah, I very rarely even use a Phillips number 1. Like, I very rarely run into needing a Phillips number 1. Penn State tonight, Ohio State tomorrow. Elliot ask. I don't know. Got a lot of NFL games Saturday too. I'm more into NFL than I am college as far as football. Got to try the Roby blower. You can't lose at $30. Yeah, I probably need to try that one. I need to try it to see if it's quieter than the MILF, and then because I need to get a battery adapter to. Actually, I might even have a. I can't remember if I bought a Ryobi Milwaukee battery adapter already or not. I might already have one. Seems like I bought one, but I need to get one anyways because I've got a Ryobi transfer pump. I've got a Ryobi. I've got the thing that's got the brush on it where you can clean your vehicle with, but I don't actually use it on my truck. I bought it just to reach. I've got some vinyl siding on my house. It's really hard to reach off my tallest ladder, so I bought it just so I could set up my one ladder and get a hold of it, not have to do all that. It just gives me longer arms. But let's see, what else do I have that's Ryobi? Transfer pump. I did have a few. I did used to have like a drill and little saw and stuff that a guy gave me, but I gave that to somebody else. I know I got some other stuff though, because I've got. Oh, I used to have a M12 came out with one now, but I still haven't bought it. The pump sprayer type thing that's battery powered. I used to have a Ryobi one of that, but it never did work really well, so I threw it away. I think that was the other tool I bought because I got 4 or 5 Ryobi batteries that I got with different tools at different times. I don't remember what I did with them all. Oh, yeah. Like this little batteries. So I could actually use them in the blower, but that way I could have the blower, use my bigger M18 batteries. So I might need to get that. Let's see. Anyone else get the 16-gallon Craftsman shop vac deal today? I didn't. 16-gallon, man, that's a big one. Yeah, I don't buy the. I quit buying. I've got a really big rigid shop vac, and I just got so tired of packing that thing around with me. I've got a little 4.5-gallon or 4-gallon, 5 horsepower rigid. That's my job site vac that I take with me to plug in, and then I keep my pack out vac in my truck. I keep 2 of them. Well, I keep one pack out vac and then a regular, the 2nd gen Milwaukee vacuum for wet, and then I keep my pack out vac for dry. But I don't like using those on job sites. Those are just service call vacuums, and then I use or service call or small side work type stuff, and then the one I plug up there is the one I use in job sites. Klein 32930. Yes, you're right. 6-pack. Yeah, I couldn't remember. So did you get the? I don't remember what the part number is on these, but did you get the hollow magnetic ones, or are they just magnetic ones? I don't remember if that's the part number. I really like those. The hollow magnetics. They would have probably been in my top 10, but I bought them in December last year, so I didn't. So I use these all the time. These stay in my bag. Matter of fact, I would actually even buy these if I was just wanting to spend as little money as possible. And the Connect sets and all that stuff, I got some of those out here. I've got different Connect sets with the pass-through and all that. You still need pass-through, but most of the time whenever I'm running stuff, I'm putting stuff on, you know, some longer bolts or whatever that I can use these, and there's plenty of room inside the shaft of these. So like I would buy these above anything else and then use something else a few times where it doesn't work out for me. Blower has 4 speeds, variable trigger, soft start, 5 nozzles, and you can install belt clip. Weehaw 85th anniversary screwdriver set on sale for $30. Plumbing set on Amazon. I wish those multiple big screwdrivers had more T25, T30 security bits. New plumber's tools, pliers, wrenches. Picked up the Collins Sampler number 2 screwdriver set from KC Tools, skillet head set, plus a Hazet 2-meter tape and a Pica pencil. I've been looking at that Hazet. I guess it's called Hazet. I don't know if it's Hazet or Hazet or something even weirder than that I'm pronouncing wrong, but they've got like a Tool Check Plus thing that's out. I saw B-Zug had one, and then somebody else actually sent it to me. I have to look at my emails and see who it was. I don't remember off the top of my head. And talked about how it's supposed to be really high quality, but they've got that. Hey Morgan and Chad, is the SBLD your favorite small Veto bag? I'm looking to get my first, and it's between the SBLD and the TPLC. I'm an HVAC if it matters. I like the SBLD. I got a TPLC up here. I've actually even got a video. I know I've got the TPLC and the TPLD in the video, but I think I also maybe compare it with the SBLD. Like I got a video that's got all 3 of those, but the primary purpose of it was the LD to this, but I think I also talked about the SBLD in that too. So the TPLC is the smallest one of the bunch. Like it's really nice for a small bag. So again, I don't know if you're gonna, let me see what you said again. I'm looking to get my first, and it's between that. So if you're only going to carry one bag, like you're not using this as kind of like a, so depends on if you're going to have a bag for tools or extra tools in your van or truck. I don't know what the rest of your setup is. Like you won't be able to fit every tool you need in this by far. Like this is more of a, I can fit the stuff in here that I'm going to use on 80-90% of my jobs. You can fit that in a TPLC. I always personally like the flat better. This just looks nicer to me than my tools hanging out. But this actually holds more hand tools in this area though than the SBLD. So you have all those slots right there. You can fit quite a bit in this. I've got a loadout video of this one too, because this is the one I used for quite some time. I actually really like this bag as well. This is a good bag. This is probably the best of the, if you want to get to the smallest bag that Veto has in this, there might be some smaller than this, like the TPXL. I don't know. I know the TPXL is skinnier. I didn't like it. I had it. It tipped over all the time. I like this the best out of those. Then you get into SBLD. Nowhere near as many tool slots, but again, you can keep the majority of the ones you're going to use all the time, like right there. But this also has more room around the outside for extra stuff. So there's more room over here. So you can probably still fit the same amount of tools in this bag as the TPLC, even though it's kind of got more tool selection up in here, but there's not as much, like the pockets are different on the side. And then again, you're going to have this back here on the back of this one that's like huge. So if you're going to keep probes or, you know, meter, other stuff like that, HVAC wise, I would think that this would be super nice for you to put, you know, your, I don't know if you carry field piece probes and, you know, those kinds of things like that in there. I would think that would be super nice. Now the next thing would be, and I just so happen to have that out because I was talking about it, is the SB or TPLD. It's got more room, but this is kind of, to me, this is a little bit bigger TPLC, but this is pretty much, to me, this is a TPLC a little bit wider, and then the pockets on the side, like you got a big pocket, like they're all big pockets. Versus, well, actually the LC is too, so I was thinking wrong on that. So the LC is the same way. So these are basically the same bag to me, with that much difference in the thickness of them. So if you like a flap, if you'd rather have a flap, this is a little bit bigger than the LC, will hold a little bit more. If you're only, again, if this is going to be your only bag, you're probably going to want something a little bit bigger, personally, in my opinion. Now, if you're carrying another big bag, then, and you just want something to be a go bag that you're just grabbing real quick, then that right there, I'm not as good as the weatherman. That bag right there is pretty good for its price, I think, because it's like $134 or something like that. Which the SBLD is $154, so it's 20 more bucks. I think overall, I mean, this right here is super nice, and I don't have I've got the V-swap panel out of it because earlier. So like this is also down inside of there normally. So you've also got 2 pouches, again, meter, probes, whatever else, still fits something else down in here. I just wish it had this, like was a flap. I just like the look of that better. But that's just personal preference for me. Killtronic's going to eat supper. Marty Jackson, oh, there's a live show too, nice. Every now and then, I've been coming out here, it just so happens to be Thursday nights most of the time, but it's just random whenever I do it. Sometimes it's been Thursday nights here recently. Every now and then I was doing it Saturdays before the Guess the Trade. But I'm supposed to get a bunch of snow, and then for all I know, power is going to be out and all that kind of stuff. So I decided to go ahead and come out here and do a live. And I was going to do a tool haul video. I had a couple other tools coming. I was going to wait for those and put those in a tool haul video, but I just decided I'm going to do a live because that Makita blower and all that stuff's so big, it's hard to make a video for that kind of stuff. And it's an older thing. I just so happen to get a deal. And I'll probably make a video on these at some point, but it's going to take me a while. I'm not going to go searching for footage. There'll be plenty of times where I'll get them out. I'll just have to make a note that whenever I use them, I need to get my phone out and, film myself using them. See. Y'all must have just hammered it real fast. I scrolled. Let's see. There we go. I do a Vermont woodworking one-way screwdriver from back in the day that works great. HVAC loves flaps. You may want to consider that, Matt said. Yeah, both of the TPLD and the LC also have, they do have on the back of them, the place for a tablet. That Velcro's always super loud. And this one's got a couple slots, so people put probes and stuff down in these too, so you can think about that. This is really nice for a small bag. The LC is. The LD TPG just said it is V-swap too, so you can. That's one nice thing about it, because none of the other ones. So like on the TPLD, you can also, you got all that room for tools if you want to use them for hand tools. But I can come in here and take this out if I want to. And now I've got room for hand tools and probably, M12. I could stick down the front of that if I wanted to. It would fit down in there or whatever else. You can also take out this one. I'm going to have my panels all over the place. Have it completely empty with just slots on the side for tools. So like if you wanted to build it out for like something specific. So you could also think about that, in that if you wanted to use it for tools now, and then maybe later on you buy another bag and you want to make this a specific bag for some task you do that takes a little bit bigger tools. I'm trying to think of what it would be in You know, so like if you had an installation bag or a testing bag of some kind. It's also got, I want to say, does it have V-swap back here too? No, but it does have in the tablet spot back here a couple slots down in there too. So this one's probably a little bit more versatile. It's also, again, a little bit bigger. I call this a big TPLC, but again, you can also, like the TPLC is what it is. You can't do anything with it. It's not V-swap. Although it wouldn't surprise me if they don't come out with the blackout version of it. And I think, let's see, pocket wise though, I mean it's very, very similar. They're pretty much the same. So you're just basically getting a little bit extra, probably room between these two right here. Yeah, there's a little bit of room between the front pockets and the rest of them. That's not on there on the TPLC. They're pretty tight together. So once you start putting tools in there, that's where that difference of that base comes in. Again, this is probably going to also be a little more stable, not as tippy because it's bigger. But again, just depends on what tools you're going to put in it type thing. But I'm pretty sure, I know I've got a video talking about those two together whenever I bought the LD, but I think I talked about the SBLD in that same, I think there's 3 bags in that video, and it's all 3 of those. Let's see, where was I? Hollows, Lieutenant Columbo, yeah, that's the way to go in my opinion. Like the unhollow ones are like $39, and you don't get that ratcheting screwdriver handle. TPLC, John Xterra said. Let's see, I'm only in my 30s. I got it. Mac Bergson's in here. Can't get the ESPN app to work. My dad went to Notre Dame, and my brother went to Penn State, so probably better to watch Joey anyways. Best bag, and we can't get it in Europe. Got big combine going by. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Owen says I second the grind a slot. Oh, let's see. He said it's perfect for a HVA small bag, but I don't remember I didn't see what bag he said, so. My SBLD tips over a ton, but I can tolerate it. TPLD is laid out like the TPLC, but has more space, can fit parts boxes in as well, also has a cover. SBLD likes inside narrow pockets, bits for extensions and stuff like that. There's a TPXD blackout too. Yeah, I've seen that one. I haven't seen it in person. I've seen it online. There's a MPMX coming out. So it's like the MP2X. Mine's in my truck. But instead of the 2 screwdriver slots in the top, it's open for a meter to fit down in there. So there's an MPMX. And then there's also an MP3X coming out that's bigger than the MP2X. I'm probably going to buy the MPMX. I don't think I'll buy the MP3X because the 2X is as big as I probably want to get. But the MPMX is basically the same size, I think, as the MP2X, but it's got a meter spot. So I'm probably going to get that one. They're on Veto's website, but they're not selling them yet. They all say join the wait list or, whatever. I really want a TPLD, Plumbing McQuay said, to replace my SBLD. Want a low-cost EDC bag. HD has the DeWalt TS 2.0 Veto style bag for $71, and it's great, he said. I don't think I've seen that at my Home Depot. I don't think they carry any DeWalt bags. My Home Depot doesn't carry as much DeWalt stuff as they used to. They've started weeding it out, I think. Not a whole lot there. When does Veto usually start their spring promo? and I want the MP2X as the freebie. It's normally March, the very beginning of March sometime. And it's I haven't seen an MPX or an MP1. Actually, there might have been a year where an MP1 and stuff might have been free. I can't remember. It was before I started buying Veto, or it might have been the first year I started buying Veto and I didn't know that they had a spring promotion. But yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice if they did some MPX pouches for the freebie for sure. Because that's why, that's why I've got like that bag right there. I bought it just to get the DP3 for free because I wanted the DP3. And then I've sold my DP3 because I ended up getting my Atlas vest, and that's pretty much what I can fit everything I want in that, along with my MP2X, so I never was using it. And then for what I sold my DP3 for, it made me pay very little for that bag right there. So, and I'm keeping personally, I'm keeping the TPLD. I probably will sell my TPLC at some point, and then I'm keeping the SBLD for right now. And then I've got my MCT blackout that I'm never getting rid of that one. That's my favorite bag of all of them. I'm just not running it right now. I run that whenever I can only run one bag. Yeah, y'all got me buried in chat. I can't keep up with you. Let's see if Veto community has spoken. We like being broke. Caskill, thanks a lot. You're welcome, buddy. I don't know if I helped you, but you're welcome. Morgan's thoughts on the MPMX. Yeah, I'm buying that one. That one will be at my house as soon as it's released. Was your 4B a blackout? I'd consider that, Quaz. We can talk on that. I'm in the market for a 4B blackout, he said. What about an OTXL? Do you have one maybe? I would like to buy one, but man, they're so expensive. OTXL, so that's the... I had an OTMC. I think that's the same kind of bag, but the XL is a little bit bigger. That was actually my first Veto bag, the OTMC that I bought, and I liked it. It's a really good bag. I just, again, after I started buying the like this bag right here pretty much turned me on to, man, I love the look of a bag that's all closed up. So it's very hard for me to like all my tools just being open and out like that, just for look. Again, that's just a total preference thing. I understand it because even now with this being in my truck, there's plenty of times where I get in the back of my truck and I only need one tool out, and it is kind of nice to just, oh, I want these pliers right here, and I'll grab them out. I don't have to open anything or anything like that. So I see the draw of an open top. I just don't prefer the look of it. But I don't have the OTXL, but the OTMC is it is a really good tote. Like, it's a good tote. So I'd say the XL is probably the same thing, just a little bit bigger. I think that those for plumbers and stuff like that would be really good, bags. How big is the space inside the flap? Would it fit a map tank? You talking about the SBLD? Yeah, I would think so. You talking about like if you empty this? If you talking about if you empty this out? Is that what you're talking about? I actually just measured it for somebody the other day, but I forgot what it was. They commented asking me how big it was. So width wise, I'm gonna say it was like 7. Yeah, we'll say 7. It's bigger than 7, but I'm gonna say 7 just because you never know with the little curves and all that stuff. And I think it was like 5 or something like that this way. Yeah, 7 by 5 1/4 as far as the base width on the inside, and then your height, I'm gonna say you're looking at 11 inches would be the max. I would even call it a hair less than that, like 10 3/4. So 7, 5 1/4, and then 11 1/2, or 10 1/2, 10 3/4, something like that. Not 11. Well, let me just. Or I could just do this. So the tank fits without probably without a. Actually, I got tanks over there without the. So let me get that. So you can fit you a couple tanks and still have that little amount of tool room in the front. That's what you was talking about. OTXL, very heavy, especially with the full load. I use it, store tools, never carry it. Yeah, I don't know how much bigger the XL is than the MC, but that's probably a pretty good point, because the OTMC, whenever I loaded it out, it wasn't too bad because it's pretty compact. But if it's very much bigger, yeah, I could see that for sure. That's why that's about the biggest bag I'll probably carry, even though Matt really wants me to get a tech pack like crazy bad. I got the wrong nut setters. You made me realize I have the non-holo. I didn't know there was two different sets. Yeah, there is one. There's one that's just got solid orange like this, and one that's got two lines. And the two lines ones is the hollow and magnetic. The other one's just magnetic. And these also come with a screwdriver handle. I don't know if it's in my truck. I think I keep that one in my truck. It's in my ratcheting T-handle box. I might have it in here. Yeah, I got it in here. These nut setters come with this screwdriver handle, the ratcheting multi. So it's a ratcheting screwdriver that you can put in. You don't have to just use them with these. You can put anything you want to in it. But the other ones don't. That's why the other ones are 29 and those are 49. Is they're hollow and magnetic, but also because you're buying this screwdriver handle with it too, makes it a little bit more expensive. Do it every time. Do it every time. SBLD's perfect small HVAC bag, in my opinion, Owen said. I think it's a really good bag. That little piece in the back is super nice, just to have that to where you can zip up stuff. Make the SBLD black and a flap, and they win. I got a free leather MP1. Yeah, I was thinking that the MP1 was a free promo thing. I think it was actually the year I started buying Veto, but I didn't know there was such a thing as a spring promotion. You're going to try the TPXXL this year. I don't know. I doubt it. I'm leaning towards maybe that MC Blackout backpack one or whatever. This depends on what the tiers are, and depends on what else they come out with. I mean, last year they came out with some pretty new stuff right there at spring promotion to try. I mean, the TP LD and the SBLD were all, I mean, they were new stuff. So we'll see what they come out with. How heavy is your MCT? I have the Tech XXL for bulk storage. I'm rocking the SBLD, but I want an everyday carry bag that is closed though. Mine, whenever I had it fully loaded, I don't have all my stuff in it anymore because I've got tools out of that I've got in my SBLD and other bags, my pouches and stuff. But I think this one, in my video, if I remember right, I think I said it weighed 35 pounds or something like that. I don't have it fully loaded now. I've just got some tools in there that I've got doubles of that I use in here all the time. Then this side, I don't really have anything in this side hardly. Easy wrench and a couple screwdrivers. So it doesn't weigh that much at all right now. But I think, I want to say whenever I had it fully loaded and I was using it, it was like 30 something pounds. Get that down. I'm gonna move that. Here I am in a big mess again. Every time I do one of these lives, I got to spend an hour out here the next day cleaning all this up. I want an SBLD with the cover flap like the TP series. Yeah, me too. I think that would be my ideal dude, but would love to see you watch me work hanging cabinets, Alabama Hammer. I've got some videos. That's actually one of the few videos I've got. I've got installing lowers and installing some uppers. It's been a while though. You have to go back and look for them, but there's some in there. One of them I think is called Watch Me Work. Something about hanging cabinets with third hand or something like that. But I've got some videos hanging cabinets. A few of them. You watch me hang those cabinets using my third hands. If you're doing them by yourself, you're going to buy you a pair of third hands, just to let you know. Go ahead and warn you. Just measured the map tank. It's 10 3/4. We'll be making a video on the TPLD soon. Now that I had my panel out of that, so just so you know, like I didn't have my wherever it is now. I have to again rebuild all my bags. Yeah, I've got this out of that, you know, with those tanks in there. You could probably still smush that though. Let me try that real fast to show you. See how that goes, because you could keep like these 4 slots and just smush these with your tank and still have some room for some tools back here in the back. I wouldn't want to fight that every time, to be honest with you. Yeah, you'd be losing all those slots in the back. That's pretty hard to get that in and out every time. Or let's see, maybe you keep the big one. Yeah. So you can keep the big one back there and then put these up towards the front and probably still close. I wouldn't do the, you can't really leave them all in there. It'd be too big of a pain to put that in and out every time. You know you want a tech pack, but you don't want the weight. You may consider the MC, which is your MCT with backpack straps. Yeah, that's why I actually didn't even know the MC with the backpack was a thing when I bought the MB5B until I watched, I think it was Reliable HVACR. I think I watched one of his videos after the fact, and I didn't even realize they had that bag, to be honest with you, or else I probably would have got that in the first place. I like the MB5B, except for I just don't, not having that backside to put tools in. I was finding it hard to, like, it would be a fantastic small bag, like go bag with a backpack if you did a lot of rooftop stuff and stuff like that. But just to be like your one go bag, it was hard for me to fit all the tools that I wanted in it. But I could see the MB5B being super nice for a lot of people though. I like having a flat for 3 reasons: rain, dust, visibility, and Aho Austin driver spillage. Yeah, you slam on your brakes, which that's been nice about my SBLD, because I've moved my truck around since I've had it, because Matt was talking about how his tips over, but mine gets wedged back in beside my wood drawers in the back of my truck. There's really no way for it to move, so I don't even have to worry about it. Like, my bag doesn't move at all no matter what I do. I love my tech bag, but it's so useful, but my quick bag gets at least 50% of the use. I want a backpack for climbing on RV roofs. Soggy Bottom RV said. Yeah, the tech pack is, I would make it too heavy. I know I would. That's why I'm not going to get one. But the MC backpack, I think that would work out for me. The MB5B, again, just depends on how many tools you need to carry. It's a nice bag. It was just not going to work out for me. I could tell it wouldn't. I I never did really, I didn't put it into use. I just kept trying to load it out different ways, and I couldn't make a decision on how I liked it. Was the main thing. Appreciate that, buddy. I'm hoping my battery don't end up down on my phone. I might need to. Those Wheelers aren't cheap. Wheeler make a good install bag. I try to keep stuff out of a tech pack. It will find its way in. I haven't seen a Wheeler in person. Haven't used it either. I would probably, in my mind, before I bought a Wheeler, other than of course it holds a lot of tools, but I'd almost, use my NCT bags and stuff like that and put it in a rolling pack out, Klein mod box, whatever, and roll that way I could stack other stuff on it type thing. I would think that would be more useful in most situations then, because then I could take my tools in, and if I wanted to take something else in, but maybe the Wheeler wheels a whole lot better than a pack out and stuff like that too. I don't know. Again, I've not seen one in person, so let's see. I'm going to try and refrain from loading down. Yeah, that's a hard thing to do. That's why I honestly, I like small bags just because it forces me, because I still overdo them. I put too much in them. But that's the same thing I do with big bags, and then I can't carry them. I can at least still carry a small bag if I overdo it. I just got 2 new Milwaukee tool bags. I'm going to do a video about them soon. Ray's apartment maintenance said. Nice. Or they, I guess we'll see when you get them. I don't want to ruin the surprise. I've seen some of the structured tote ones on Facebook sometimes, and then of course it was part of the Buy More. It might still be going on. The Buy More Save More makes those Milwaukee structured tote bags not that bad. It's not that bad of a price right now with the Buy More Save More going on. If you needed some other pack out and you wanted to add that into the mix and get your price down, it makes it actually doable. But it's done it on all the Veto bags I have so far. Yeah, loading them down. I really like that open tote they got now. It's Veto-like quality. Pet a dog for me, Ray. We love them. They're nice. But I have complaints, Ray said. Reliable HVACR costing us a ton of money. Veto salesperson moment right there. It's going to make a great quick bag and a good solder bag. Yeah, like Stefan Kovalik even mentioned one time. I never paid any attention to this, but like Veto's address is Morgan Avenue, like their address as far as where they ship stuff from and all that stuff. I see all these people getting free Veto bags and all that kind of stuff to try out, and they're even getting them ahead of you. Even the ones that you want, that you're going to buy and spend money on, they're getting to get them before you and make videos and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, your address is Morgan Avenue. I make Veto bag videos all the time. It's like, you think you ought to get on the bandwagon and start sending them to me. But I'm not that big yet, I guess. MB3 sling bag, my next bag this year for spring promo. So I have a question about laser distance measuring devices. Does it work if you shoot it from your height, standing up and down to a point on the floor in front of you if you don't have a wall to hit? So let me read that again. If you shoot it from your height, standing up down to a point on the floor in front of you if you don't have a wall to hit. So it measures from the back of a laser distance measure to wherever that dot is. Or if you get a dual laser distance measure, so actually I think I've got a regular one. So my dual ones are out in my truck. So here's a Bosch one. Hopefully the batteries aren't dead. We'll see. So if I'm standing here and I just shoot over there to that wall, I don't have to have this on a wall, but it's measuring from right here. So I don't really know where that is. Like if you're trying to take a precise measurement, so you could, in theory, just shoot this that way. That's 8'10" in 21/32 to where I just shot it, or I can shoot it down to the floor from here, and it's 5 foot and 25/32 from right here to the floor. Now you can get a dual laser measure. That's pretty much all I use now, just to be honest with you. I've been running that Eaton Kerma ever since I got it. I can shoot it, like just hold it out here. It shoots a laser from here down and from here up, and then it does all the math and gives you the, so I don't have to do any bending over. Like I don't have to take and put this down on the ground and hang out and look up like this. Or also I can hold it like this and it shoots a laser this way and that way, or hold it like this and this way and that way. So I can stand in the middle of a room and measure everything from that one spot, because it's basically shooting out both ends. I like that way better. Now that I've had that, it's very hard for me to even go back to using one of these. But there are times where you just need to stick it on something flat. But most of those dual laser measures, I can change the setting to where it's only one laser, and then it's still doing the same as this one does and measures off that one end right there. Just showed him how I have my Buckley this bitty. Let's see. Even my MC backpack can weigh 100 pounds easy, Owen said. Some way says his weighs 35 to 40. What's up, Wayne Costanza? Costanza. I don't know why I said Constanza. There's Delgado Electric. Yeah, we was talking about your TPG was talking about how he liked your M12 soldering and made him want to go buy one. Owen said, I'm going to reach out to Veto for you. Yeah, I'll take all the help I can get. Ain't going to hurt my feelings if they send me a bag every now and then. I'll still buy some, but it'd be nice to get one every now and then. Which, they give me one every spring promotion, so I ain't going to complain. Where diamond tips came in, by the way, half the set is useless to me. Which drivers did you get? Nice, I get that Blue Vera diamond tips. I think I finally got caught up on the chat. It took me forever. Got a big mess out here. So I'm pretty stoked about my compressor. Really stoked. Probably about these two. We'll find out as much as I use them. I'm crazy impressed with how quiet that was. But again, it might not be that much quieter than newer compressors, but it's crazy quieter than my old one. And then again, this was more so a couldn't turn it down, because I knew there was going to be a point in time where I was going to spend $19 on this, $20 on this anyway. So to get this for $9, I'll get it. And probably, like I said, I may end up hanging it over here, put it right there, put my drills in it, put something up on there. That thing's huge though. I wouldn't use this like in a van or something, I don't think. Takes up a lot of wall space just to hold two drills. Seems like it takes up a lot of room. Become a Veto ambassador. Yeah, I'm not sure how you do it. I have 4 different Veto bags to lighten the load, and all are specific to work being done. I feel like that's like, oh, as I've gotten older, like I used to pack in a huge bag, had every single tool in it. I think about it every time I watch the Handyman Experience. I like watching his videos, but man, every time he opens his tool bag and I see him packing around, and I see him digging around in there to find his stuff, I'm just like, oh man, that would drive me insane now. But I used to do the same exact thing. Like I used to have a bag just like what he's got, had every tool from the kitchen sink inside that thing. But you got to think, most of the time when you go to a job, you'll really learn that you don't really use all those tools. And then if you know you're going to do, sink strainers and stuff like that, if you're going to install a kitchen sink, then have those tools separate from the tool bag you carry around all the time, and just get those tools out the times you go to do that specific job. If you're somebody who does stuff like that, instead of packing all that weight, 24/7, every single day, only using 10 tools out of that bag probably 90% of the time. It's just I don't like the frustration of digging around in the bag to find my stuff more than anything. It wasn't even so much the weight that made me start doing it this way, but as I'm getting older, the weight becomes important. It was just the whole digging to find your stuff. It's just not enjoyable. Not enjoyable at all. Let's see. Cool that the tool show shouted you out. AZ said, yeah, Woodchuck emailed me and let me know. I hadn't watched it yet, and then he let me know and I went and watched it. There's Adrian's in here from Reliable. Said Vetos are nice. Yeah, the very first Veto I bought, it was a very hard. I went in Johnstone. I never knew anything about them. Like I said, I just started watching YouTube maybe 6 months at the most before I started the channel. And I still didn't really watch anything that talked about Veto bags until I started watching people work with them and stuff. But I went into Johnstone one day to pick up a capacitor or something, I don't know. And I was just walking around. They had a Veto like little end cap deal there, and it was the OTMC that I was talking about. I looked at that bag and I thought, man, that is a nice bag. And then I looked at that price tag, and I want to say it was like $189 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, they're crazy. Ain't no way I'd pay $189 for a bag. So then I went home, started thinking about it, started looking up Veto bags, seeing if there was any other ones. And then I started seeing videos for them, and I started looking at it, and I thought, man, I don't know, maybe if I bought that bag, it'd make a big difference, and maybe it'd last you forever. Who knows, whatever. So I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna try it, and then that was it. Like as soon as I bought that bag and used it, I'm like, yeah, the quality and the way your tools fit in and stuff's night and day difference. I haven't used anything else yet that's even remotely compared to it. And like I've told people too, I'm like, you won't understand it till you buy one and use it, because it's something about the way my tools come in and out of it. It's like the pockets work better or something. Like because I've had bags where I like the layout and stuff, but it's still just not the same. And I don't. Maybe it's a justification in my mind because I spent so much money on it that I've got to love it or whatever. I don't know, but there's something different about it. Let's see. Vessel bits are still the best fitting Phillips I've ever tried. Yeah, vessel screwdrivers are phenomenal. I love them. Like I can't tell you how much I love that ball handle grip on the vessels. Like I pretty much these electric screwdrivers, I've got two of them. I run them all the time, or it's the vessel with the ceramic ball tang throughs. I very rarely even grab another. I will use my Impact 11-in-1 occasionally, and the stubby 8-in-1 occasionally, but it's very rare that I even grab some of the other ones. I only grab the other ones just because I like to swap around tools sometimes, but it's still my preferred is the ball handles. The community is a financial weapon if needed. Reliable, we need a SBLD blacked out with a flap. You got to get that to Veto. What's up, Contreras 21? Yeah, I do like the MPMX that they got coming out. Like that was a good. I've been waiting for that because that's the only reason why I even bought the DP3. That's why I wanted to get it for free. That's why I got the TPLD, was because I was looking for a pouch to put tools in and my meter. I would have rather had an MPMX that's coming out soon, I guess, but they didn't have it at the time. But I'm glad they're coming out with that. That's what I've been looking for. I am curious to see. I'm actually going to get my MP2X out and kind of see how my fluke will fit down inside that slot where them two screwdriver things are missing, and see if I feel like it's going to be big enough for my meter in particular. I think they've got a fluke meter in the picture. Good call. I'm working on making separate bags for different jobs. Matt said, reliable. Can you send me your Milwaukee carabiner bit ratchet and the MB3 blackout? That's what you've cost me lately. Yeah, the MB that I still haven't. I mean, I have found the Milwaukee ratchet on like Acme and stuff. But it's like I'm not gonna buy what is it, I can't even remember how much it was, $12, $13 tool, and then pay $6 shipping to get it. I'm surprised it's not out in the store yet, though. So good. I love that electric screwdriver. Yeah, it's probably my favorite purchase of the last decade. The Veto electric screwdriver. As crazy as that is, like I would have never bought this. Just to be honest with you, had I not just been like, it's a ball grip and I like it, I'm gonna buy one and try it. Because I just never saw the need for having an electric screwdriver like this because my M12 stuff is so small, and I'm like, well, I'll just pack this around and use it. But it's not like putting in ceiling fans and light fixtures and stuff, man. You can't beat using one of these things. Not have to pack one of those because this fits in my MP2X and my MPXs and stuff so much easier than an Impact, and it works flawlessly. I love it. There's Justin Richards in here. I haven't seen him in here tonight either. Matt said he hadn't seen him. I might have missed him, but I hadn't seen him. Sounds like we can thank that OTMC for getting you to start your channel. One thing led to another. Yeah, that's it definitely started me down a veto rabbit hole for sure. It's cost me a lot of money, to be honest with you. It's funny that I saw that 189 price. That shows you how far my mindset has changed on buying certain things. Like I looked at the Johnstone, I saw 189 on that tool bag, and I thought that was crazy. Like no way I would pay 189 for a tool bag. And then now look at me. I got one here, two there, one up there. I've got MP patches in my truck. It's like it was such a, once I use them, it's like the cost does not matter no more. Like it's like, not that I haven't bought plenty of tools for 189 and not thought anything about it, but it's just like a tool bag. Why would I spend that much money on a tool bag that holds tools? I've always thought that way about toolboxes. Like people buy the Snap-on toolboxes and pay like $10,000 and stuff for them. I'm like, I would rather buy $10,000 worth of tools and go buy myself $1,000 like Husky toolbox or something like that. So that was always my mindset with tool bags. Was like I'd rather spend, $150 on tools and go buy myself a $39 tool bag. But you don't realize how much nicer and enjoyable it is using a really good tool bag. Like it makes a world of difference. And if they last you that long, like as long as these do, it's you're not really spending more money. You're just spending more money up front. Like it's an upfront cost. But instead of buying 5 $40 bags, you're buying one, $180 bag. I've used Klein, CLC, and Milwaukee, and then Veto, and not turning back because it doesn't compare. Let's see, TPG, my network crimper barely fits in my MP1X. Yeah, so the I'll go grab my MP2X real fast. I might have to get off here for too long though. My phone might die, but I'll get my MP2X real fast. Because I think the MP MX is pretty much the 2X with these 1-2 slots missing. So the MX to me, based on the picture, again, I don't have it, so I don't know for sure, but it really looks like to me it is, if you remove these two things, and that would be fine with me for a meter pouch because I actually carry extra screwdrivers and stuff in this just because I've got the room for it for certain jobs. But then you'll have this whole spot right here from this part back as being a meter hole. So, you can imagine putting a fluke or whatever else down inside of that. So that's pretty much, I think the MX is going to be the same exact size as the 2X. You're just getting rid of this right here, and then the 3X has 3 of these. That's what it has, so it's probably a little bit wider. I don't think I'll get it just because size-wise, this is probably as big as I want to get, but I will for sure buy the MX. I'll be getting it as soon as I can. Soon as they release that sucker, it's coming to the house. If Miss Maintenance allows it, I guess I got to say that. She might be watching. Let's see where we're at. Plaid Electric can't order it yet. I got 3 of those vessel powered screwdrivers. They all get used. You got to justify stuff to yourself. Yeah, like I said, I'm sure some of it is that because you spend so much money on something. You know, we're all guilty of that, I'm sure. Even if we don't think we are, you'll spend a lot of money on something and you convince yourself that it's really good because you have to make yourself not feel like a moron for spending that much money. But that's not the case to me on the Veto bags. Like if that was the case, I wouldn't have went and bought more. I would have thought, well, it's a really good bag, but I'm not going to buy another one. You know, that's where that comes in. Veto spring promos like Christmas. Yeah, it is for sure. Vessel electric ratchet still sold out, right? Owen said. I'm not sure. The thing I didn't like about that, which I've got the M12 ratchet and stuff too, which that one would fit in some tighter spots. The only thing I didn't like about that was like the forward and reverse, you had to basically take and flip your thing around. I could see that being like, there's a lot of times where sometimes you go forward and reverse in that same motion, like loosening something, tightening something, doing something. Maybe you tighten it too far and you want to loosen it a little bit, or you were loosening it. Now you got to just tighten it back up real fast. And with that vessel, you've got to take it off, flip it around, and put it back on to change from forward and reverse. I didn't really like that about it. That's the main thing that made me not pick that up. My first Veto was an XL. I got it for 88 bucks. Now I'm convinced I need to pick up one of those vessels. I'm sure there's other electric screwdrivers that perform the same way, but the whole reason why I like the Vessel, I've said it 1,000 times, but I'll say it again in case you're in here. Again, I got 2 of them, is because the difference between, this is the screwdrivers I use all the time, just as dedicated screwdrivers. These are the ones I like the most. And if you compare the two, you know, there's not a lot of difference there. Like, not very much bigger. It's in the same exact shape as a screwdriver. So again, you can still use these as manual screwdrivers. You don't have to use it as an electric. So to me, it's no different holding this one in my hand and using it as a regular screwdriver. But every now and then, if I want to put something forward and reverse just to eat up a bunch of threads, it still feels like using a screwdriver. Like, I've got a Skill electric one I did a video for. It's in the house, or I'd get it out and show you. But you know, it's kind of like this DeWalt, whatever I did with that. This is way more powerful, so like you can definitely use this a whole lot more than you can use that Vessel electric screwdriver. But you know, this right here to use as a screwdriver for just normal day-to-day stuff is totally different holding that in your hand than holding this right here, because it's still just a screwdriver. Like, that's why I like the Vessel so much. Now again, this won't do some of the stuff that this will do. But for just normal, like installing light fixtures, installing, you know, whatever. I use it for ceiling fans, light fixtures, pretty much just about anything. They work out pretty well. But it's the shape of them. They're still just a screwdriver to me. I don't think the Vessel ratchet was well appraised. I think the screwdriver is great though. Yeah, if the flipping thing is what got me on the ratchet, I'm just like, I can see that being a big pain. There basically isn't a forward and reverse. There's a forward side and a reverse side, so you got to take it all the way off of whatever you're doing, flip it over, put it back on to do the opposite of what you were. Which is the best Vessel electric screwdriver, 3-speed or others? I've only got the 3-speed ones just because I think the highest speed plus the torque is the best combination on that one, versus you can go get the high speed or you can get the high torque, but I think you're still getting about the same torque as the high torque, pretty close to it, but you're also getting a faster speed with the 3-speed one. So that's why I ended up going that route. Plus the 3-speed one is USB-C. All the other ones were USB micro, and I don't have any of that stuff, so I didn't want to carry that around either. What's Veto's warranty? It's 5 years. I've never used it. I don't know how well it works, all that kind of stuff. I've never had a claim or anything, so I have no idea. MP1X, my favorite purchase in the last couple of years. Yeah, I was actually, in my mind, I was thinking about going and buying the MP1X. I've got the MP1 over there. I still use it, but I really like the clip of the X's. And I was almost at the point where I'm like, well, I might, but we're so close to the spring promotion now, I'm not buying anything Veto till I see what that is. But then I saw that MPMX. I'm like, no, that'll be the, if I'm going to buy an X pouch, it's going to be that one. January 24th is estimated date for MPMX. Yeah, I know it'd be nice if I had somebody who was in the know. Adrian, what's the spring promo going to be? Just, I don't need to know what it's going to be. I just need to know if the MPMX is not going to be a part of it. Like, I don't want to buy it on January 24th to where I could have got it for free a little bit later on. So you don't have to give me all the answers, Adrian. Just find out, is the MPMX possibly going to be a free thing for the thing? I want to get the Tech MCT, get a bulk storage panel, use it as a home bag. I got the MPX last year, returned it too small even for my tools. Yeah, it is the MPX is a niche thing. Like, you have to have just bare minimum. Like, it's nice how small it is, how far it sticks out, but most people that are used to using a pouch, you probably tend to carry more tools than what you're going to fit in that. If it isn't USB-C, don't buy it. Joey, I'm surprised you haven't gotten the ceramic insulated double bit for your vessel. I haven't got a lot of their bits. Phasing out my Milwaukee lights right now with micro. Been wanting the Annex. Matt said he's got a gag order till it's time, LOL. Well, I better get off here. Been on here for about 2 hours, it looks like. So I'm going to get off here. Good evening, Mr. Morgan. Just getting out of surgery. Saw you were on here. Hope you guys are well. Seems as surgery might have gone well. I'm glad your surgery went well, buddy. If you're able to get on here and chat, you must be doing pretty good, so that's good. A reliable HVACR has the gag order. Yeah, I got you on that. Yeah. He could still, blink twice or, do something. We can get it out of you to where I won't tell anybody that you told me or anything like that. Just let me know so I don't buy it and end up getting another one free. Or if I buy an MPMX early and then the MPMX is a free thing, then me and somebody else is going to have to go in together during the spring promo, and you're going to get the MPMX and I'm going to get whatever the other part is. We're going to work out a deal or something like that. So Abraham Perez going out for dinner. Yeah, I'm going to get off here too. Clint Cole's leaving, 6 p.m. dinner time, Matt said too. Reliable HVAC said, wait, what? I said, I need you to let me know if the MPMX, since you've got buddies over there at Veto, if it's going to come out in January. I don't want to buy it and then it'd be like the free product in the spring promotion later. So I just need, they don't have to give me the dish on what is going to be the spring promo. I just need to know, is the MPMX possibly going to be a free bag during the spring promo or free pouch? Woodchuck said, thanks. Good time as always. Go away now. Plum and McQuaid started laughing. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get off here, get inside, get out of this cold, go in there and spend some time with Miss Maintenance. So, we'll see y'all on the next one. Appreciate y'all all being here. See you, Contreras.